I take memories of dear hearts and gentle people, and from whom I learned humility, I was privileged to serve as their pastor. I take memories of troubled hearts and difficult people, with whom I take humility, and as I wondered why I decided to become a pastor. I take memories of carefully exegeted and long structured sermons delivered to yawns and restless bodies. I take memories of sermons prepared in the wee hours of a Sunday morning that got praise all the way to the belfry. I take memories of doing good pastoral care and being admitted into the intimate circle of the family. I take memories of saying too little or too much and being courteously rebuffed. I take memories of church leaders who love their church and church leaders who believe they were the church. I take memories of effusive thanksgiving and praise for only doing my job and for scathing criticism for what I could not help. I take memories of sinning saints and saintly sinners, of successes and failures, of churches whose capacity for both love and cruelty amazed me, but never surprised me because I saw myself within those churches. The memories that I take into retirement are memories of my vocation as a minister of word and sacrament, and these are the great reward that I take with me. Oh, that and my pension, of course. There is indeed a story that has stood the test of time. As a student pastor in Georgia, I was badly in need of someone to help me navigate the kudzu of North Georgia culture. And I had a parishioner, a prominent one, who had a serious drinking problem. And George took me under his wing and helped me to understand exactly what I needed to do. My first wife died of an aortic aneurysm during my second year of seminary. And when I went to the hospital, I needed a ride back home, and the first person I thought to call was George. George came and got me, and when he dropped me off, he said just what needed to be said to steel me to go in and to notify my children of the loss of their mother. Losing a spouse as a pastor in a parish is like grieving in a fishbowl. Words of comfort can sometimes be awfully weighty, and everyone feels the need to comfort the pastor. George was different. He would stop by, get out of his truck, come over, sit down, sit there perhaps an hour. If there was any conversation, I had to initiate it. After an hour or so, he would get up and say, "Preacher, if you need anything, you know who to call." He was sitting across from me on a porch step one day, and it suddenly occurred to me that I had a more than slightly inebriated Jesus sitting across from me. And from that moment on, I never insisted that grace come to me in a conventional way, or that I knew who was in and who was out of the kingdom. And I've had a lot of hard-learned lessons that I've had to learn again and again, but that lesson stuck with me. And I think it's made me a better pastor. It would have been much better to come to me in the beginning of my ministry for this advice than it would be at this point in time. I have had a modestly successful ministry, and if I were going into ministry now, I would not come to me for advice. I would go to someone who had a much more successful ministry than I. But as I grow older, I grow more prone to give advice, and so here it is. When you confuse your political principles with your religious principles, politics becomes idolatrous. I've seen political ideology invade more and more and more of human life. No exception for the church. A pastor is called to be the resident theologian in his parish or her parish. And Theology does not consist of progressive talking points with a little creation language and a few Jesus sayings thrown in. You need to address current events and issues from a biblical and a moral standpoint. But when you push progressive or even conservative politics from the pulpit, you are engaging in idolatry. Have some respect for those who differ from you ideologically and politically. There's just a chance they might love Jesus just as much as you do. And I feel in the United Methodist Church that we are rapidly becoming a denomination that accepts all ages, nations, and races, but only one ideological viewpoint. And I do believe that that's the way to become the poor person's Episcopalian church. And if something's to be done about that, it begins with the new pastors coming in. Well, one of the few things I have in common with Cincinnatus and Washington is that I'm going to retire to my farm. I have a 40-acre farm in Johnson County in deep southern Illinois. I've got a Massey Ferguson tractor. I've got all the implements I need. I'm going to build fences. I'm going to mow pasture. I'm going to grow gardens. I'm going to tend to grandkids. I'm going to amuse my bulldog. I'm going to love my wife. And I may write a little bit, although I won't tax myself. So I honestly think that the culture is going to hell in a handbasket, but life is good, and it's about to get better.